All right. Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. Thanks for tuning in on this BlueSync. I have just been elated the past week or so because there's been 3 soccer games a day, so it's been a good time for JD lately. So we were originally, and we're still going to talk about Facebook's image text check tool, a text overlay thing to test text. Man, this is gonna be a mouthful. To test text in an ad. But we do sort of have an added thing to talk about today, which is twofold. One is some of the changes coming to Facebook's advertising platform, and then another is from the brand, which they just released yesterday. It is their Facebook ad policies relevant to real estate. It is a little 6-page document that was just released on CB Exchange. So one piece of homework is after this, everybody should go download this and have on their computer. It's right on CB Exchange under marketing. You can type in Facebook and it'll pop up. So we're going to go through this a little bit, and then we're going to talk about the changes that Facebook has made. And there will be, obviously BlueSync is being recorded, that'll be uploaded, but there will be a video from me that comes out later today about some of these changes. So let's go ahead and go through this real quick. Basically, these are just, there's been a lot of privacy policy questions. A lot of times when you're doing lead ads with Facebook, they ask for your privacy policy, etc. We're going to go through some of those. Basically, this first one is part of their lead ad policy, specifically for gathering leads from Facebook. Essentially what this says is that you can only use your lead ad data for what you say you're going to use it for. So if you or an agent is doing like a seller lead campaign for sellers to try, give them a free home evaluation or something, you cannot transfer that lead data to like another third party for them to use. You can upload it to your database, if you use the Zap CRM or if you use a different CRM, but you cannot use it for any other purposes. And then of course, a lot of these you'll see as we go on will play into like fair housing and not breaking any sort of laws there. So of course, next one is advertisers must not create lead ads questions to request the following information: criminal history, financial info, government-issued identifiers, health info, insurance info, and then, of course, politics, race, sex, religion, stuff like that. Usernames or passwords. Yeah, don't ask for someone's usernames or password in your lead ad. Personal attributes. Ads must not contain content that asserts or implies personal attributes. This includes direct or indirect assertions or implications about a person's race, ethnicity, etc. The big one here, though, and you can see they bolded it, is financial status. So basically, you cannot assume or indirectly talk about somebody's financial status in your ads. This is probably the one that I don't know if I've seen it, this line crossed that much, but I think this is the one that we would be, or agents especially, would be at risk of crossing the most. So they give you examples of what you can and can't say. But you can't say we know the value of your home. You can say we can give you a home value estimate, but you cannot imply that you know what their home is worth. Can you afford your mortgage? Are you at risk of losing your home? Can't see stuff like that. But looking for a home, buying a home, looking for a rental, explore homes for sale. Again, keeping it more generic. Third is discriminatory practices policy. Now this is one that I've been talking about for a while because this is both common sense and fair housing. But you cannot target, there's two folds here, right? You can't target specific groups for advertising, and you also cannot wrongfully exclude specific groups from seeing your ads. That one that one kind of goes without saying, but again, you can see race, ethnicity, color, origin, religion, age, sex, sexual orientation, gender identity, family status. Your ads must not discriminate against those in the text themselves or in the targeting. And then text overlay. This is what we're going to talk about here. Now, there's a bunch of things. I think I downloaded this a little early, but there's a bunch of things here that say click here or learn more, and none of them are clickable, so hopefully they're updating that. But this is the policy right here. Excessive text in ad images may result in your ad reaching fewer people or not running at all. Try to use as little or no text in your image, when possible. So, basically, what Facebook has realized over however many years they've been doing Facebook is that audiences react better to ads with little to no text. That's what we have reacted to. That's what we have clicked on the most. So from Facebook's perspective, if somebody creates an ad that they know people aren't going to want to click on, why would they show that ad to people? So that's why they have this policy in place. It's not to screw over advertisers. It's to keep their platform a place that people want to be on. So, like I said, if you do an ad that's all text and all logos and all over the place, and Facebook says, and Facebook goes, okay, we know people aren't going to click on this ad, they're not going to show it to people just because you're paying them more. I should backtrack. They will show it. It used to be a hard no, but now it is, we'll show it, but it's going to reach a lot less people. And we've tested it. We've done ads that have big logos and lots of text in them, and they just perform worse. So, like it says here, if you need to include text in your image, try using fewer words and or reducing the font size of your text. Keep in mind that if your text is too small, it may be difficult to read. Because also keep in mind that 87% of people who use Facebook use it on their phone. So even if it looks really big on your desktop when you're making it, most people will be viewing it from the small screen of their iPhone or their smartphone. So you don't want to make it too difficult to read there. Basically, and this is the next point right here. If you need to have text in your ad, which, let's face it, all of our ads have some form of text, they use the body text instead, the copy above, and instead of directly on the ad's image. So I wonder, nope. So basically, I'm going to turn my email off for a second. What they're saying is if you've got an ad to do, and let me get my business page up quick, because they use a specific example. If you have an ad and you need to type some sort of text above it, or with it, don't put it on the image. Don't ask marketing to put it on there, but put it above the post. So I could add a photo. I'm just going to upload one that I have in my downloads folder. I think I have this sunset. Right. So instead of taking this photo, and I'll do test, just so we can share it and get it posted quick. So if I have this photo right here, instead of across the photo itself saying, beautiful views or open house Thursday, blah, blah, blah. What they're saying is put it in the text above. Say, beautiful views, from your own backyard. Stop by our open house 2 to 4 tonight. Or something like that, right? Instead of putting open house in big, huge letters across the image, they're saying put it in the text above, because that ad will get more views. Now, if you're ever confused, now the general rule, the guideline is 20% or less. That's what they say, that 20% of your ad or less, or of your 20% of your image or less can be text. Anything above 20% starts to get is where things perform worse. If you're ever confused, there is a text overlay tool that when we upload this to YouTube, I'll include the link in the description. But if you just Google Facebook text overlay, this will come up. Basically, you upload an image from your computer, probably the one that you're going to use as an ad. I'll just use this Getty image, and it's going to tell me how well my ad will run. Wait for a second while I yawn. Wow, taking longer than my yawn. Hopefully this image will pop up like it says. There we go. Okay, your ad will run normally. Now, alternatively, I'm going to try just this logo, right? Which is almost all text. So we're going to wait for this one to load, and I'm guessing it's going to be medium or probably high as far as the image text ratings. So you can use this as a guide for how much text. There you go, high. Your ad may not run. So, and it tells you why. This is all text, right? Like this whole image is text, so this isn't going to go anywhere. So you can use this as a guideline for how your ads will or will not do. How well they will or will not do based on how much text you have in your ad. If you're not sure if it's 20%, this is where you can upload it, and it'll say if it's low or okay. And just as a caution here, like just because it comes up as image text low or you do have some text doesn't mean you can't run the ad. You can still use those ads. They just might perform worse than if they had no text at all. So it's not the end of the world, but again, if you want to run effective Facebook advertising, these are the ways to do it. Now, Like, as always, guys, if you have questions, please write them in the box. I'm going to switch gears for the last 5 minutes just to talk about the Facebook audience thing. So, if you are part of the Coldwell Banker brand, and you are in the Generation Blue group, are you referring to the post we boost? Yes, yeah, Mary. Boosting is the same as advertising, so it'd be the same if you were gonna run an ad, a boosted post with text in it. This tool would do the exact same thing for you. And this next thing applies to boosting and Ads Manager as well. But if you're in the Generation Blue group, not the Schmidt one, which, by the way, I'll talk about that at the end. The company one, Lindsay Listansky, the director of communications, I believe is her title, uploaded a little video about this to the Gen Blue group, and I'm going to be doing one that's going to go out to the Schmidts today. I've already halfway through the edit. I'm going to get that out hopefully by 1 or 2 this afternoon. But basically, people have started noticing that when they're building an audience, I'm going to kind of just go through these steps to show us something. Start over, brand awareness. I'm going to go through all this stuff. They've been noticing that some of the categories for their audiences are coming up with a little alerts, and this should show it right here. Edit. So you can see down here, right? All of these ones are coming up with little alerts. And it says this little alert right here, your audience contains interests, behaviors, or demographics which will no longer be available on our platform soon. You can still publish changes for now, but eventually you won't be able to use these items. Now, the date, I believe I was told by Lindsay in the video, is August 14th. So we still got about 2 months of this. But basically what's happening, and I'm just gonna, I learned a really handy tool when I was doing this the other week with St. Croix. Boom, look at that, how cool is that? So basically what's happening is Facebook is stepping up their game when it comes to data privacy and user privacy. Obviously we've all heard in the news the past few months about the alleged data hacks and the breaches and people getting information, so they're really trying to step up and prevent that. And because part of that initiative is removing some of their ad category, or some of their targeting categories from the platform, mainly the ones that use third-party data that you use to target. So anything that is targeted through Facebook, meaning that Facebook gathers the data themselves and creates those demographics and categories, those are going to stick around. But a lot of them that are used through third-party companies, through their big data partners, are going to go away. And unfortunately, I'm seeing. I want to make sure we have a question. That's what I was hoping for, Carolyn. Unfortunately, that includes our favorite likely to move category, the one that we use all of the time. So that's going away. It's not the end of the world. It really isn't. There are a couple things I'm going to show us real quick. One of them, though, is that if you are again with the Coldwell Banker brand, this goes to show you how important CBX can be now, because a lot of those categories will still be the same. So you and your agents, if they use CBX to find the buyer profiles of their listings, they can still target those categories in Facebook. It's unknown how many categories are leaving and if they will be replaced. But if you use Ads Manager, and I'm going to come up, I'll be working with this too. If you notice it says likely to move, if you click if I hover over it, let me scroll down a little bit. Sorry, I can't. If I hover over it, oh my gosh, Facebook sucks. I know that we all think it sometimes, but okay. This is important to show, that's why I'm working through it. So if I hover over one of the categories that is leaving, on the left or on the right here, it'll tell me what that likely to move category is, and it will give me suggestions on what to replace it with. So it'll give me the details on it, but, source, partner category is provided by Epsilon. So because that's a third party, that's one of the categories that is leaving. But under suggestions, like I said, house hunting is one of them. Now, the bad news about house hunting is that it's a much smaller audience size. The good news about house hunting is that means they're more qualified. Just like with any other form of leads, if there's less people in it, that is still it means they're more qualified for what you're trying to get. So, and the other things that are down here that I've talked about this in other conversations before, but it's also suggesting to target people interested in Zillow and Trulia, which, and from my perspective, is a very good tactic to do, because if people are liking Zillow and liking Trulia posts, they're at the very least interested in looking for homes. They might not be in the market right now, but it shows their interest in that arena. So So yeah, so there are going to be a lot of categories going away from Facebook targeting. Lindsay has assured us that the brand is still working with Facebook on a partner-to-partner basis to overcome some of this and to find out the best ways to move forward from that. But ultimately there are some categories going, and again, it sucks for us from an advertising perspective. It is great for us from a Facebook user perspective because, again, they're stepping up their game with data privacy and protection and making sure that our info doesn't get hacked or misused. So it's a good thing with a couple minor advertising backlashes, but at the end of the day, our privacy is more important than our ads. So yeah, that is what I want to go over. The category changes, again, there will be a video for me kind of talking about this coming out later today. And then don't forget to download this Facebook ad policy booklet or PDF from CB Exchange. If you guys have any questions on this, please let me know. But this would be a great tool to go over in sales meetings and lunch and learns and anything like that. And then, of course, last but not least is the text overlay tool like we were talking about. I will put the link, like I said, in the YouTube description. But if you just it's facebook.com/ads/tools/text_overlay. Or if you just Google Facebook ads or Facebook text overlay tool, it'll pop up. Are there any more questions? I know that we're a minute over, so I don't want to spend too much more time. But any more questions on the things we went over today? You're welcome, Carolyn. Appreciate y'all being on here. No more questions coming through. As always, though, guys, you know that you can always email me, call me, whatever. Shout out to our Ohio ASCs, who we had a great training session last week. It was awesome to hang out with all you guys and to talk with you. I hope it was valuable. I love seeing you guys, and I'm going to be back in the next month or two to hang out again. So shout out to Ohio and to your guys' event that happened earlier this week. I hope it went, the baseball game Tuesday night. I'm sorry I couldn't be there, but I hope it went well. Everybody else, you're all just as awesome. We're an awesome family, a Schmidt family of companies. Everybody, in the meantime, please pressure Carrie to get those awesome Schmidt Happens mugs made because we had a great time with that on the Facebook group and we all want them made. So if Carrie's on, I don't know if she is, don't listen to this. If everybody else is on, make sure to tell her to make those mugs. And last but not least, and then I swear to God we're off of here, the Generation Blue Facebook group. This is for the company, the Schmidt family of companies, remember. We're at 679 members, which is awesome, 679. Today or tomorrow is the last day to submit your info, admins and ASCs, to Jeanette to get to be in the drawing for the $100 gift card. Last I checked with her a couple days ago, there were not that many people who had done it, and it's literally a $100 gift card. There are 2 for Michigan, 1 for Ohio, and 1 for Florida. So make sure you fill out all those points. Make sure you've talked with your agents and your office and get them in the group. We have 1,500 people in this company. So 679 is great, but it's under half of everybody. So that's not as great. But add people, submit your info to Jeanette, and we will do a drawing either today either tomorrow or early next week. Okay, that is truly, truly all. Thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your week. Bye-bye.